so you have one. Yeah.
And what's Mitch?
Mitch is 131.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I need to win well.
Yeah.
And then I'm sweet.
Bro, I have 96.
94, I think. I don't know. I don't think it's 96. I think it's 94.
Fucked in the head. Can't wait to do field goals this week.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. You're back with Let 'Em Shoot. We're back. It's Wednesday today. No, actually. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday.
No, it's Tuesday.
No, it's
Tuesday. What? Wednesday?
Oh,
In real life.
It's Wednesday
it's
for the viewers, yeah.
Wednesday in real life.
Yeah. We're back after a huge weekend. Very, very eventful. But yeah, we're back. Your favourite guys to my very right.
It's your boy MJ Born Africa Gang. Blessed to be here, man. Look, tough weekend. Arsenal wasn't clutch, but I was clutching fantasy, so there's one positive.
There we go.
Gotta take it.
To my left.
Canberra's worst manager. Sick of fantasy, sick of these guys coming up with bullshit excuses to get me last.
Yeah.
Life's not good at the moment. But Chelsea got to win, so we'll take what we can get.
There we go. To his left.
Oh no.
Shout out Krista, Tom, Samuel, Jez, MJ, people in the back, Mitch, Jordan, you can cop it too. Kemfo, you can cop it too. Who else? Who else has been on this pod?
Deny.
Elena, cop it too. Arsenal as well. Who else? Deny. Who else wants it? Jack. Jack, you can cop it too. Don't care. Jerome, you can cop it too.
They're all going to get it.
Max, you're copying it too. Who else? Who's the photographer? Josh, you can cop it too. You hearing this shit?
We're about to get copyrighted, man.
Yeah.
You know, we can't put
Chelsea.
any of that in.
Nah, I'm singing. I'm talking over it. You can't hear it.
True.
We won. 4-1. Everyone. Oh, you're going to lose to Tottenham. You're going to lose. Chelsea boys losing. Where's Krista? Where's Tom? Where's Sammy? Where are they?
It's true.
There's never been an episode where we've had no Liverpool fans. Coincidence. The time they drew against Luton and we beat them.
They were too scared to come on.
Top of the table, who? City fans, you should be thanking us. Pep, you should be kissing my feet right now, dog. Start this motherfucking episode. Let's go.
Before we get into the episode, a lot of comments. We appreciate every single one of you that comments, especially on the YouTube videos.
Shit's
Because
popping off.
that's the best thing to read.
Showing the love.
Yeah. We love seeing all of you comment. We actually love hearing wherever you're from. Fucking
We actually read them as well.
Yep, fact, big fact. Some of the comments from last week. Alex V1K, most underrated podcast, Bud Cooked, love from South Africa.
Love you.
Yep.
There we go.
Appreciate you, man.
No homo.
Girl. OGOP actually commented this morning, Bud's definitely going to have some delusional stuff to say tomorrow. Well, you're
Yeah, where
absolutely
are you
right.
now?
It's already started.
Where are you?
It's already started.
Where are you? You were saying it in hopes that we lose. Now what you got to say, bro?
Jay Rappelt said, hello from Chicago. Dumb American that couldn't tell you guys are Australian. Such an entertaining podcast. Actual substance. Manchester is blue.
It's not your fault, bro. It's Biden.
Stan Hart, top content, much love from Kenya. See?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
let's
No,
Born in
road,
Africa
baby.
gang has gone back.
It's worldwide, man.
Yeah,
Infectious.
big facts. Love from Canada.
Hey,
Damn.
We're
Shout out this guy,
everywhere.
bro. Champagne_coast. Forget the first part. He said, see you Monday, bud. Well, do you think you're going to win? Because I'm here and I'm talking and we won 4-1.
I bet the first part was so nice as well. You just cut that out.
It doesn't matter. He says, see you Monday. What are you trying to say with that champagne on the South Coast? Reply to this shit right now.
Right now.
OG Ope said, from the way MJ speaks, I reckon he has the most riz. True or false?
Well,
I'm calm.
I've
I'm
never
out there.
witnessed, but
I'm just
Yeah.
chill.
from the
You-
stories I've
you-
heard,
and the older boys have to
yeah.
say
I'm
yes
sure.
or
That's
no.
not for us to say.
I'm not like Deny. I'm just staying my
Oh.
lane. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Ciao.
Before we get into the episode, we need you to like, genuinely like, because it actually helps us in the algorithm, genuinely comment and notification
Comments
bell.
are great.
Because it definitely helps us, and obviously subscribe. So for the first time, we're actually going to give you a few seconds to subscribe. We're not going to say anything. So you subscribe to the episode.
You know what this means? What does it mean?
Isn't it the super?
Yeah. And what brand is that?
Which one? Yeah. I don't know.
Australian.
Yeah.
You support Australian super. Why can't you support us?
That's true.
Support homegrown.
Pretty true.
You go IGA. Fucking support us then.
Pretty true. Pretty true. Thank you. Yep. Subscribe. First game we're going to get into Spurs 1, Chelsea 4.
Chelsea.
At Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yep.
There is a lot to talk about because
There is.
a lot of people online. Game of the season. I've seen most contentious calls of the season. I've seen complete football that doesn't make sense. They saw everything in this game. Where do we want to start? Do you want to start with talking about Chelsea, or do you want to speak about the other things and then get into the Chelsea performance?
Do what you got to do, man.
Let's start with the two calls. Obviously, VAR this weekend was extremely talked about.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Pretty much in every game. Pretty much in every game.
It's getting hot.
Getting hot?
You guys keep talking.
Okay.
Oh, man, all right.
VAR pretty much in every game. He's got okay. Don't worry, I'm not saying it. So let's start with the VAR decisions. MJ, for you, is it a Romero red card?
Look, man, I feel like their red card isn't a red card, but I got to say, Romero did some foolishness before the red card incident,
Cool.
which is why I feel like the ref that's why I got a red card. Because off the ball, he fouled, it was a pretty bad foul.
Yeah.
Should have got done for it, didn't get done, then
What,
the red
little
card
kick?
happens.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kicks out.
Yeah.
You're going to get done for that.
Yeah.
But if we're talking specifically for that, for me, it's not a red card because I thought, one, the double jeopardy rule, you can't get a red card and a penalty. And two,
When you're making an attempt.
yeah,
at the ball,
he's making an
He's
attempt
won
for
the
the
ball.
ball. He
Yeah.
wins the ball. Yes, he gets the man, but that's tough, man. A red card for that and a penalty is tough.
But it almost seems like it was 2 yellows, like for the kick and then that challenge.
That's
That's probably
what-
why
yeah.
it was the red.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the ref didn't call that when he should have, and he was like, "Oh, I need to make amends," and then just sent him off, which
Yeah.
is
awful.
Probably wrong. That's-
ridiculous.
I've seen stuff on like the timeline pretty much. How do you guys feel about refs judging a player based on like the player themselves rather than like what's happened, like the incident? So like
Yeah, I
Romero,
get you.
for instance,
Notorious.
he's notorious for
Yeah.
flying into challenges, rash, aggressive,
Yeah.
all this stuff. Do you think that a ref should be able to take that into account when making it a specific decision, or should it just be judged on the incident alone?
It's got to be judged on just the incident. You can't take into what players are like, because otherwise it doesn't make sense for other players. If someone who's normally like super calm and super cool-headed makes some fucked up tackle, like Havertz's tackle pretty much. Like he's not normally known for acting out like that, but that's a red card type tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I
I
disagree.
see how it is.
I think that should be taken into account because end of the day, you know what's right from wrong. You can make the right decision, but he chose to be reckless in that act, and at the end, it cost his team points. He could have easily cleared it properly. How many times, when you go to clear a ball and there's a play in the way, typically you'd clear it up. I heard someone say this on the talk after the game. You'd normally clear the ball up with your laces or like away far. You wouldn't go like in sideways
but
if
usually
you're
you
not
get done
trying
for that.
to.
He did that.
He did that, but he kept going. If you're going to clear it, you wouldn't clear it in the path of that person because you know it's going to hit him, ricochet or something. You'd look for the side, but he went in like he's going to go and get the guy as well. It's a derby as well, so he knows what's at stake. He's trying to inflict pain into someone. He thought he could get away with it. In the end, VAR's there and has been like, nah, man, you can't just do that shit. And he's got penalized for it.
Look, I feel like for me, as a ref, they've got to use discretion to be objective or subjective. I think sometimes you're like, this player is known to be dangerous. That tackle, he was trying to be dangerous, or this, in this instance, he was trying to win the ball. But I think for me, in that instance, he gets the man, but he's trying to play the ball. And I feel like I'm not arguing that it's not a like the penalty, because you can argue it's a penalty. But to get sent off for that is where I'm like, all right, that's wild, because that's a wild send off. Yes, he catches him, but my problem is sending the player off. That's the problem I'm seeing.
I've seen worse challenges where they haven't gone in for the ball at all, and they haven't been given reds in this season alone.
Yeah.
That's players have lunged in, late tackles, studs up, and they haven't touched the ball and they haven't been sent.
Yeah.
So for me, them giving that, give the pen. Even for me, I think the pen, it's a stretch. It might be like one of those ones where after the ball goes out, the ref goes up to him and goes, "Listen, that's like the line." Maybe another day I would have given it a pen. Yeah. But for me, you cannot give him a red card for that tackle, especially after how much of the ball he got. And the follow through was with the side of his foot. Because it wasn't a studs up challenge.
Okay. But he went for the side and he catches him. That's tough.
And I said, in the chat, I was like, it's not a red card. I do believe it's a pen, but just not a red. I didn't expect him to get a red. And then when I saw it, I'm obviously happy, but that's just my biased side of it. But if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be very pissed. Like getting the pen and a red card is kind of what led to like
the downfall.
Yeah,
pretty
the
much.
rest of the stuff.
I think the Udogu one was clear.
It's
reckless.
It's
silly.
The first one's reckless, the tackle.
Yeah.
He doesn't get him at all.
That should be, in my eyes, that's a red.
But that's more of a red card challenge than the Romero challenge
100%.
for
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
And the ref chose not to give it to him. He gave me yellow.
Absolutely.
But the second yellow, is clear. Yeah. It's the second
No,
yellow.
it's stupid.
It was
Shows
just
that he's young.
naive defending. Yeah.
It also shows Sterling's experience. He could have easily slipped in,
He should have.
A player.
Yeah.
but I feel like he's done that on purpose to get him sent. I feel like he's held on to it, knowing a player with his inexperience, rash, young player, is going to try beating for it. And all Sterling has to do is just get a little touch ahead.
Nah, he lost
And
the
he's
ball. No?
No, but he got a touch.
That's what I'm saying.
No. He got the ball after, but he had lost the ball.
Yeah,
and got
yeah,
it
yeah.
back, and then he bit the...
Yeah. But I mean, he could have easily let him win that
Yeah.
and not endanger
he knew he was
himself.
gonna win the
That's what I
foul,
mean.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
saying, like kind of, and that just shows his experience in the game.
Yeah, he. Guys, Tottenham, their approach in the second half, so many people have been calling it out.
Getting hot. Keep talking, bro.
So many people have been calling out their approach. This high line.
Keep going, bro.
Sorry, yeah. The high line that they played second half. Listen, it got to about the 75th minute and could have looked genius. But obviously, once one went in, they had to chase the game and it was going to become 2, 3, 4. But what do you guys make of... I saw Joe Cole say, if you put all the managers in the world together and you give them the scenario that it's the 75th minute, you're in the game, it's 1-1, how do you play? And he said 99% of managers would have sat and just try to hit the team on the counter. But Tottenham sat pretty much on the halfway line,
Which is crazy.
playing the highest line I've ever seen with not their two usual centre-backs. If you have Van der Ven there, maybe it is different.
No problem.
Romero, maybe it's different. As you saw with where Van der Ven got injured,
Yeah.
the pace is incredible.
Yeah.
But do you guys think it's just naive from Ange? Do you guys think he cost them the game? He cost them a point rather than they could have left the stadium with 1 point potentially if they sat in a block. We've seen teams. We saw Liverpool do that.
Yeah.
They held on to the 95th minute. Yeah, Tottenham scored, but the game was still competitive. Do you guys think he made the wrong decision?
I don't think so. I feel like, it's a risky, but I think in those moments you have to take risks because it almost paid off. They had an offside goal. They had a few glaring chances which they score, the game changes again. I feel like it made it harder for Chelsea to play because they, in some ways, became more predictable because you kind of knew that their only option was to play it in behind. So they were more predictable, which is why Vicario was higher. And it kind of worked. I think it didn't, obviously, because it ended up being, we'll score 4-1.
Yeah.
But I think it could have worked. If they had grabbed the goal, which I think was what he was trying to do initially, the game changed and I think they win the game. But when that doesn't happen, it's like, well, that's the risk. And I can understand why people are saying, oh, why is he doing that? But it's 9 against 11.
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose because how many teams play 9 against 11 and at 1 or I don't know, like sitting deep doesn't help. You're better off taking chances, and it almost paid off, in my opinion. And I was impressed. I was impressed.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. Also, as a football fan, like if you didn't go for either of those teams, that's so sick to see a team actually like still continue to play their style rather than watching one of those games where everyone sits back and then it's just one of those, it turns to crap. Like we see some of those Everton games where they all sit back and it's just not enjoyable to watch. Whereas when it's high transition like it was, I think that's so much better. So you got to give them props for that.
I think it's good that he did that, but I don't believe he'll do that again. I think it's just a learning point for him because he's a new manager in the league. It's kind of like touching a hot stove. You're not going to do it again. I feel like because the consequences versus the rewards, like it's heavily outweighed. And in a league where points matter, goal difference matter, it could be the reason you finish outside the top 4, the reason you make top 4. I think there's too much to lose if you're going to play like that, especially with 9. I think 10, maybe you can do that for a little bit. Maybe the last 10 minutes do that. But 9 is just too much. And I feel like when you lose certain players...
Yeah, I was going to say, with the personnel that they had on...
Exactly.
I don't know. I think a low block might have suited the players on
which
Dyer.
Is fair. Dyer is not as quick as Van der Ben nor Romero. So it's like, play the way the players are on the field with. So it's good to watch, obviously. But at the end of the season... Are we going to be like, oh, Tottenham were fun to watch and they didn't make top 4 because of this? Or we're going to be like, damn, that was a boring game, but the goal difference really helped at the end of the season.
For sure.
MJ, did the 4-1 flatter Chelsea?
I think so, because I feel like you look at the performance before the decisions.
The first half.
Yeah,
even.
Tottenham was battering Chelsea. There was moments where Chelsea couldn't play out. They couldn't keep the ball in the final third.
They
really struggled.
20 minutes, but...
No. Let me do my thing.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't battery. It was just 20 minutes. Of
I felt Tottenham was on top. They were dominating.
You're watching the wrong game, then, bro.
So yeah, I think it has, because I think when you're playing against 9 men, I mean, if you win, it's nice to win, but it's not that impressive, really.
It's not impressive.
Are you impressed by
100%
winning against 9 men?
I am, because if we drew that or we had lost, you guys would have been the same people that would have been like, damn. That is very embarrassing losing to these guys.
We shouldn't lose.
We shouldn't lose. But when we win by that, it should be also rewarded with, you're expected. It shouldn't just be that, though.
It should be.
Of course it should.
It's an expectation, but...
It wasn't an expectation until it became...
Until
it became the situation where they were down to 10. Then it was like, all right, Chelsea should get a foothold of this game.
Correct. But how many chances did they have to score?
When it went to 9, you still weren't up.
Exactly.
Then it became, if you don't win this game, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, but it's also, we just won that game. We didn't influence decisions the way they did it all themselves. So why are we everyone's like, oh, you're expected to win, taken away from the win. It's a big game. They're top of the ladder. We beat them.
You won the game, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's as much of a mentality thing because of how the game went. If you had won the game playing 11 versus 11, even 11 versus 10, you still won the game and you batted them up, you slapped them around, played the ball around, dominated them. You could have looked at the game and gone, fuck, Chelsea looked good today. But until you scored, we were all saying this performance from Chelsea was average.
But it was going to take time to score.
It shouldn't have, though.
It should have.
You think at home?
They weren't playing a low block. They were playing the highest line possible.
Of course. But I'm saying a goal was coming and everyone saw that. So you saying that, when we scored, it was like, okay, you guys scored. But when we weren't scoring, everyone was like, getting nervous and all this. I'm saying reward the team that won, because it was, end of the day, it's a derby. If you guys beat United with 9 men, you're not going to be like, damn, we only beat them with 9 men.
I wouldn't come with Sunnies if we beat United with 9 men.
And many kits on.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I would be moved.
If United had 9 men and we beat them in the way that you won today, I wouldn't come like this.
But
Mum's life.
But that's this day and age. Like, you got to think about it. They're first in the ladder.
That's what I'm saying.
We're away from home as well.
They've got 9 players on the field.
Yeah, but whose fault is that?
Until it got to 1-1. Until it was 1-1 and they had 9 players on the field. It's not your fault.
I'm not saying that.
But we're saying,
but you're making
energy
it seem
you're
like it's
coming
our
with
fault.
is as if it's like you slap them up playing.
We did slap them up 4-1.
This guy's coming through like you guys are going 10 points.
Bro, I wouldn't care if it was 6 men on the field. A slapping is a slapping.
That's not a slapping though.
That's okay. So we just said that. What's his name? Their coach, Postecoglou, was being a bit rash.
A bit naive, yeah.
Yeah, by playing 9.
Well,
so that's his fault
Some
too.
of us said
so
that.
how's that my fault?
Some of us said
how's
that.
that my fault? They won.
No.
Sorry, not my fault. Chelsea's fault for winning 4. This guy could have easily locked up shop and it would have been 2-1
We're
or
saying
1-1.
We're saying it was rash doing that with 9 men.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Whatever
I'm saying.
happens with 9 men happens with 9 men. You do whatever.
How many teams don't lose with 9 men?
But doesn't 1-1 look better for him or 2-1 look better?
You think it's going to remain 1-1 with 9?
I'm saying
my
it
question.
could stay 1-1 and it could stay 2-1. But 4-1 is because of him.
You think the result, the 4-1 result pretty much, is justified for you to feel like Chelsea were the good team.
Because they were trying to have a big head and try to still play the way they want to play. If it was 2-1, then I wouldn't be celebrating like this, obviously. But because they were being so stubborn about, fuck it, let's still try to play the way we play, you're going to get punished for doing that. And that's not my fault.
I feel
that's not Chelsea's fault. We can celebrate a 4-1 compared to a 2-1. I wouldn't come here like this if it was 2-1 because I'd be like, we scraped the win, but we should have won, and I wouldn't be as happy as I am. But when you win 4-1 against a team that's still trying to play the way they want to play, and you batter them because they're doing that,
You didn't batter them though.
we did. We scored because
You scored
of
a
this.
lot of goals.
because it's their fault.
But you didn't batter them. If you had
I'm
not,
saying
if you had
goal-wise,
not watched the
goal-wise,
game,
goal-wise.
okay. But if you had
Yeah.
not watched the game and you came with Sundays, I would understand it. But the fact that you watched the game, you saw
it's
Tottenham
been the other
almost
way around.
equalised twice with
what
9
I'm saying.
men.
I'm saying it's the other way around.
2 big chances, they almost equalised. Son and Bentancur. They almost equalised.
but
And an
it's their
offside goal as
chances.
well.
Then an offside
But we
goal.
had 15.
They've got
we had
9
15
men.
We had 15
They've
chances.
got 9 men.
They came off set pieces.
They've got no.
but
No,
it's
set
Son's
pieces.
goal wasn't an offset piece.
Did he score?
Son's
Did
chance.
he score now?
Son's chance.
He didn't, exactly. So
Okay,
it's just
he's
a
chance.
chance.
That's where
It's just a
that's where I'm
chance.
coming from. I'm coming from the perspective of he thought we're probably going to lose. Let's try and risk sneak a goal, which they almost did.
All right.
So they created chances with 9 men.
Cause it's like I'll give you a good.
I'm not saying you should
Analogy.
be happy about the win. I'm just saying I
Yeah.
wouldn't be gassed about the win.
You should
I'll
be
give you-
like,
because
cool,
a win is
we
a
got
win.
that 3 points.
But I'm not.
I'm
I
gassed
wouldn't sit
because-
here being like, yeah, we smoked them fools. I
Bro,
would never be saying that.
It's like a hyena, right? Say a lion's eating, right? And a hyena's like, oh, let me try sneak, like,
So who's
a
a
bit of
lion?
this-
Chelsea.
let me try sneak. Yeah, with the lion.
Who's who? You're the lion.
We're the lion. We just caught the prey. We're eating, right? Hyena's like, you know how normally hyenas wait to eat
The scraps.
after, yeah. But this hyena's like stubborn. He's like cheeky, and he's like, yo, let me try to get a bit now while I can. Like, lion's not looking. And then he tries to go bang. Gets hit. 2-1, right? Hasn't learned his lesson. He's still around, loitering. Tries to go again, bang. Lion hits him, 3-1, right?
But you're not the.
Hold up.
This is
Hold
not the
up.
scenario.
Can I explain
Hold
what the
up.
real scenario
I
is?
wanna- I wanna tell you what the real
Hyena
scenario-
has 2
Alright,
legs
go.
now because Lion's
Go.
batted him up twice. This guy is still hobbling to the food. He's like, fuck, he can't hit me 3 times. Look at me. I look sad right now. I'm shit.
This is not the scenario.
Bang. Kills him. He's dead. 4-1 dead.
The scenario
Yes, it is
is
the exact same.
The scenario is there was a fucking big wildebeest dead lying there. A lion is over here, Tottenham, and you, the hyena, Chelsea, is over here.
Little hyenas. 5 little
You're
hyenas.
both going towards the food. The lion's clearly going to get the food.
He's got
Gets
there.
shot by a poacher.
Yeah.
Bang once. Shot. Bang. Shot again by a poacher.
What do you mean, poacher?
It's crawling
Oh, so
to
the
the
poacher's
food.
their coach. If you're saying the poacher's their
The
coach, then
poacher-
yeah, that makes sense.
The poacher is the ref.
No, it's not. Are you alright?
Yeah,
He
it
didn't
is.
shoot him twice.
Wait.
He's a fucking coach.
There's
The coach
five
shot him
little-
3 times,
There's
bro.
5 little hyenas
Yeah.
trying to be like, oh yeah, we can finesse.
Yeah.
The lion messes up 4 of y'all.
Yeah.
And one of you somehow
Messes,
survives.
1-0's
The
messing
lion
up
gets
now.
shot again.
Messing's
the
1-0
lion
up.
gets shot again. It's crawling to
Nah,
the food.
Messing's 1-0
and your
up
little
now,
hyenas
isn't it?
come and get the food.
The lion's disabled and
Mum's
it
like,
almost beat all
Mum's
of you.
like,
That's what
the
that's what
poacher
happened.
is Postecoglou. The poacher's Postecoglou.
fucked.
The poacher's Postecoglou. He didn't learn his lesson and he kept going.
The lion has
Shot
been
his own
disabled.
team. This guy is like a blind man. He's like the Book of Eli and he's shooting his own teammates. It's like playing hardcore on COD and you're shooting your own teammates.
Nah,
you didn't
look.
learn your lesson, you get kicked from the game.
He set up the
look.
team
That's
to
how you
win
do
the
it. That-
game. They would have won the game. The ref changed the game.
Oh, you don't know if they would have won. It was 1-0.
Okay, I don't know that. But
Exactly. Thank you.
My
That's
prediction
better.
is they go up 1-0. They would have won the game.
They could have won the game.
Well,
Could have.
You both could have won the game.
Exactly.
I'm saying what would have happened.
Yeah. But we don't know as much as that.
You won the game, which
By the way,
is
3
great.
points.
I feel like
4-1
3
against
points,
your
4
rivals,
goals.
and you're not
I feel
celebrating.
like
I'm
our two
celebrating.
positions though have switched. You earlier this year were all about performance. You were all about Chelsea's progress, their performance. How even if you didn't win the game away at West Ham, where you were the better team but you didn't win, you said, "Oh, I'm not too cut because the performance was great." This performance though, very average. You won the game, but you're more gassed at the result than you.
Yeah, because like I said, the other time when you're versing a rival or a Big Six team, result goes out the performance goes out the window, and results go out the window. If you win that game,
I don't think
it
it should
means more.
in
But I
your
said
stage
that.
of.
But I said that.
I don't think.
So I'm being consistent with what I
don't
said.
think you are.
What do you mean? Do you want me to go back and find it?
It's like no, you're not
Exactly.
going to do that.
But I can.
Okay.
Because I did say that. I
Okay.
said when you verse a rival,
Yep.
no matter what state your team is at position,
You want to win.
it's a big game and you want to win it.
Yeah.
look,
Exactly.
You won the game.
That's what I'm saying.
We're all saying, yeah, you
Yeah.
won the game.
If it was 2-1 or 4-1, it would have been different celebrations. But 4-1 deserves a bigger celebration
No, I don't think it
because
does.
of what he did. I'm not celebrating 4-1 if he sat back and we scored 4 goals.
You also got to think, we've just had like we've had one of the hardest runs of fixtures. We're continuing
fair
on to
call.
that. We've had Nicholas Jackson, who's been in a goal drought, who's now just got 3.
Flooded
You got to
out
think
now,
about
bro.
what it's got to do for the confidence of the team and what it could lead
It's
to.
a rival.
Into us going into Man City as well. We need something
This
like
4-1, if exact same scenario, 4-1 against Brighton. Sorry, not Brighton. Like a Wolves. Exact same scenario. I'm not celebrating like this. Like
No.
exact
Yeah,
same.
I know
2
that.
reds.
I know that.
It's different. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's because
Yeah,
it's
I
a
hear
Tottenham. It's a rival. London rival. Blue versus white. Blue 1. Jackson 3. Come on.
Is it a false sense of security? That's my question.
Nah.
Like if
Because
you're going
this
into
could
City,
kickstart something.
is this a false sense of security? Do you think you're better than you are? Does Jackson think, oh, my finishing's better than it is?
I
As
disagree.
a team, do you think you're in a better position than you really are? That's my question.
I think it's just a little, it's like a boost that we need going into a game
Like
like City.
confidence?
Yeah, because if we lost that game to Tottenham, going into City, that's not what you want. You don't want to lose.
If you lost
a game.
it with them having 9 men or them having 11 men.
Either or.
No, but I think they're different. I think if Tottenham beat you 1-0, but you played well,
Everyone expects that.
everyone's going to be like, all right, Chelsea look good.
At
They
this
look
stage
good.
of
They
where you
lost
at,
the game.
yeah,
Tottenham were at
what's that
home.
game?
Nah, because like I said, it's a traditional top six game. You don't want to lose those, no matter
I
what.
understand.
Even if it was 1-0, I wouldn't want to lose.
You
that.
don't want to lose any game.
If
But
we
I'm
lose-
saying
But
how
that-
people
those
view
hurt
you
more.
going into the City game.
Those hurt more.
Do you think people view you as more up for the game now, up for the City game after the performance,
No,
than before the Tottenham game? That's what I'm asking.
I think it's the same. But if we lost today against 9 men, then it would be looking at us very differently.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, but,
But I think that it's just a little confidence boost for the
Exactly,
team.
that
But I
we
don't
need.
think
Yeah,
they're
which is fair.
looking.
Okay.
you
I think
need these
people are
kind of
saying
things
that.
going into
Okay,
a
that's fair.
top of the table
Okay.
game.
What do you mean top of the table game?
Sorry.
Oh, versing the team at the top of the
Yeah.
table. Yeah, okay. Steph
London.
Fragciosky. She said, we won 4-1, but this was probably our worst performance of the season. I don't know how you really make sense of that. We looked very immature.
Because Tottenham were immature. Who's this, Steph?
Yeah.
You got to read the game. You can't be playing normal and expect to score if you know the outlet is in behind because they've got slow defenders now. Sometimes you have to play different, suiting the game. You can see they have Dyer and whoever the other guy was. They're way slower.
Emerson.
Yeah. So, of course, you got to try exploit these kind of things as well. It's not just try play pretty and escape with a fucking 1-1 or 2-1. You have to try look for a team's weakness and exploit that shit. So, Steph, you got it all wrong.
Okay. Geezer 640 Riley. He said Nicholas Jackson still can't be our starting number 9. We need someone else. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's just young. I think, like, don't get me wrong. I like him. I think he's good. I think he will turn into the player that Chelsea fans hype him up to be. I just don't think he's ready for it right now.
Well,
I think he needs a bit more time.
and
I
maybe
think-
he shouldn't be ready. Like he shouldn't be
Yeah, like
expected to be.
I don't think.
Didn't
Let's be
cost
honest.
too
We
much.
shouldn't expect him to be coming in and being that
Banging
guy
20,
straight
yeah.
away. I think when Nkunku's back, he's going to turn into that guy, and then Jackson's going to take more of that coming off the bench role, and I think that will be better
enough.
for him.
Fair enough.
And I think he'll make Chelsea as a whole look a lot better.
I think that makes sense.
Do you think Nkunku's been bought to play 9?
No, I think he was brought to play 10, but I think with how things are going and the other signings we've made, he'll move up to 9.
So do you think he'll move over time or straight away?
I reckon it's going to be straight away almost.
That's a bit crazy because
Why?
Why should he just move straight away into 9 when you just said his position was bought to play 10?
I think he's
Because
saying
we need
because of
someone at
how
9.
Jackson's performed.
Because of how our strikers have been performing, we need a 9. We need goals, and we have players that can play 10. So why wouldn't you put him up into 9 when he can play 9 already? He knows how to play it. He's played it before.
But we looked better in preseason.
With Jackson and him?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So why wouldn't they just try that then?
But I think because Jackson hasn't been in form.
You also didn't have Cole Palmer then. You didn't have the midfielders
and with
that you
these other
had.
signings we've made.
But I
it
think
makes more
play
sense to
everyone
put
in their
Nkunku.
best position first.
Didn't have
and if it's not
Caicedo,
working,
didn't
then,
have it.
then makes changes.
Don't get me wrong, he'll probably try it, but I think our best solution is Nkunku at 9 and then Cole Palmer at the 10, rather than Nkunku at 10 and Jackson.
I think, personally, if a player's been bought to play, give him as much game and experience as possible in that position. Because this year, not my expectations again, I think Chelsea's expectations are to do better than last year and potentially make top 6. So it's less risk, which means you can almost not get away with certain things, but you can afford to play Jackson at 9 as more games now than come next year if he's not better. So I feel like playing him at 9, giving him more experience at 9, playing him as much as possible so he learns how to play in this league is what he needs.
Can you afford to take that risk?
This year, probably, but...
If your expectation is top 6, can you afford to take the risk?
No.
Well, looking at it now, we're 3 points off top 6.
Okay.
So at the moment, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's playing 9 and he's just scored a hat-trick. He has 5 in 10 games. So it's not looking too bad.
You're 5 points off top 6.
5?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yep.
And he's got a couple of weeks to prove himself. Like, he might come good.
He's got about a month, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I
he
mean.
could come.
I think playing Nkunku at 10 would be a better thing for him anyways.
For him, yeah, but does that then hurt the Chelsea lineup? Because one of your best players over the past few weeks has been Gallagher.
Correct. But I don't see Nkunku starting straight away. I see him coming off the bench a couple games.
Okay.
Longer. Like, I think his race to be in the starting team will take a bit more time.
Yep.
Because I think Gallagher's not playing bad. There's no reason why he should come out of the lineup.
Yep.
Enzo as well. He's not going to come out for Caicedo because we don't want to push Enzo into 6.
You need the security.
So I think it might take a little bit more time. And he's a player that can play anywhere across the front 4.
Yeah.
Like striker, wing, or 10. So it's better.
Could it work though with Nkunku left and then Jackson as a striker? Do you see that happening?
Not really. I see Nkunku just behind him or playing 2 and he's just the one that drops in deeper to collect the ball. Like in preseason, that's what it was like and it was flowing much better. I think we lack a midfielder that can play like those final passes into a striker. And I feel like he is an attacking midfielder that has that. And that can also play up front. So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to say to all the people that thought Chelsea weren't going to win? You've done a lot already, so...
Yeah, I got more. I know there was certain people watching that game preying on our downfall. Probably a lot of Liverpool fans. There's a lot of teams also that were praying we win. Like these Arsenal fans, but it was fake. It's fake love right now.
No, it wasn't.
It's fake love.
We wanted you to win.
Yeah, but it's fake love.
Why is
You
it
wanted
fake?
us to win, but when we verse you, that's not going to be the same.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly. So fake love.
It's not fake
That's
love.
fake.
It's fake love.
It's real
So
at the time.
moral
Yeah.
of the story,
Yeah.
know who really loves you.
Your own
Because
fans. Fake all.
Because at the end of the day,
Yep.
when you need a shoulder to lean on
Mm-hmm.
and you haven't found the real love,
Yep.
far out.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say.
Let's go. Newcastle Arsenal at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal suffered their first loss of the season, as did Tottenham actually. So there's no more undefeated teams in the Premier League this season.
Crazy.
Invincible season.
Did you
Goes
see
another year.
Liverpool fans on Twitter? At least we're still undefeated at home. These guys are crazy. They'll fight anything.
This season, yeah. Aren't most teams undefeated at home?
Yeah, but the fact that they're saying
Yeah.
that is
Clutching it.
Fair
short.
enough.
crazy.
Well, okay, another game where VAR was heavily in most people's analysis of the game. It was like VAR
Standard.
won. Well, first of all, you guys, we'll get your thoughts on the VAR moments in the game because me, Bud, and MJ already went through this, and Bud had his bias glasses on and was saying it wasn't a foul, wasn't out. We can't say it was out, wasn't a
No,
foul.
I didn't say anything about the out because I
Okay.
told you I didn't see it.
Okay, yeah. Go. You still, after seeing the foul again, the push in the back on Gabriel, you still think not a foul?
Because
Just say with your chest.
it's all about consistency.
Go.
A couple of plays before that, I don't know if it was actually before that, but it was on the 3 minute on Optus.
It was like in the first minute of the game. It was like the third minute of the game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But a couple highlights before that, there was similar instance, a more blatant, like he climbed on these guys' back and did this to header it. And that wasn't given. And no one protested it, nothing. We go on later in the match.
But it was offside.
Which one?
That moment that you were talking about.
That one. Yeah, but you can still protest that, hey, I got pushed.
But
in
you
the
don't
back.
really need to if it's offside.
Offside.
But you don't know that yet. The player doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, but it's
They'll-
offside.
They'll
so it
turn
doesn't
around and the
Yeah, I
flag
know.
will be up.
But he doesn't know that at that moment.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, okay.
So I'm saying because of consistency, I'm saying that's not a foul in that moment. I also believe that Gabriel is milking it a little bit as well. He's acting on it. He might think it's a foul, which is fair enough. You can think it's a foul. And he's gone, let me add to it because I feel like I'm going to get the call. He didn't get the call. And then they score.
Every player draws fouls though.
However, I did see the ball. That's a howler for me, because the ball is so far out that how they can just go past that, like to that.
With no lines, nothing.
Yeah, it shouldn't even go to that next decision. It should just be out, bang.
Yeah.
Like then we wouldn't even have to talk about Gabriel or the push in the back or whatever. So them missing that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's actually like unbelievable.
Mike.
For me, it was just like a disaster class of errors. First of all, the ball being out. Okay, I can hear it when people say it's not conclusive. Cool, but why isn't there any technology to clearly know that the ball's out or in at the Premier League level, the best league in the world? You're telling me they don't have goal line or like outline technology to say yes, the ball is clearly out or not?
Yeah,
We're relying on a weird angle
Yeah.
where it's not that clear. That's the first problem. The second problem is Raya just flappy hands. What is he doing? Like that honestly pissed me off.
Yeah.
The third problem for me, that's a clear foul. You can say whatever you want. He's milked it. It's a clear foul. You can see so many photos of him. He's not even, Joelinton's not even playing at the ball at all. He's literally just fouled him.
Yeah.
That's all that's happened. That's all that's happened. And you talked about, it happened earlier in the game.
Yeah.
If there was a score, if there was a goal from that situation, VAR, foul, done. So what's the difference?
Because we don't know that it didn't get to that part, like you said.
No, but I'm just saying that's what would have happened. That's definitely what would have happened. That's
But
what I'm
again,
saying.
we don't know that because that did happen. There was no protest from the player. It was just offside. The ref, before he sees the offside, can be like, that's a foul too.
No, it's just offside.
I'm saying, why isn't he not saying anything? Why are we, like, when we're watching that, I didn't think that was a foul.
You know when
So why would I think this one's a
when
foul?
Virgil got injured, it was a foul, but it was offside. So the ref didn't call it.
Which one?
Virgil, Van Dijk, when he did his knee, he got fouled, but it was offside, so they couldn't do anything about it. So if
Yeah.
it's offside, why is the ref going to call a foul?
It wasn't a foul. That one on Pickford, it was never called a foul.
No, it was offside. Then he got fouled. Is
Are
what
you
I'm
talking
saying.
about the Pickford thing?
When he got injured?
That wasn't a foul by Pickford. He literally got up and Pickford was like, oh shit, sorry, and had the goal kick.
He didn't get a red card because it was
It was
offside.
offside.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Because
That moment.
they
He went like
you said,
this
the foul
into his
came
leg.
first.
No, the offside came.
Sorry, the
first.
offside came first.
Yeah.
Then he got fouled, but because he got fouled,
It wasn't.
It was offside.
But it wasn't a clear foul. We're not going to talk about that one.
Okay.
But I'm
Because
just
there's nothing
I'm
similar.
going back to your point
He's telling you that
that because it was given,
regardless.
it doesn't matter. Like the ref doesn't have to call anything,
Yeah.
so we won't know. If we don't know, we don't know. But this was a clear foul. Period.
I don't think it was as clear of a foul. That's why I'm saying it would have been up to the ref at that moment. And I don't think he was looking at that at all.
So are you saying it's not a foul? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that first one's definitely not a foul.
No, I'm saying Joe Linton, is that a foul? Yes or no?
I'm basing it off that one.
No,
Why?
So I'm saying
Why?
because it's consistent.
You've
You
watched
got to be
football
consistent.
500
It is consistent.
How long have you watched football
It is
for?
consistent.
Okay, so-
like I said Gabriel was milking it.
So if the ref consistently gets it wrong, it's still wrong, you know?
Regardless, it doesn't matter if it's consistent. It
It doesn't matter. It's just wrong.
decision's
All
wrong.
I'm saying is the
But
decision was wrong.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
You are though.
No, I'm not.
No,
But
you're
you're saying
saying
it's consistent.
It's consistent, so it
Consistent.
can't
Why are
be
you
wrong.
bringing the
Because that was not a
consistency?
foul and that's not a foul.
What do you mean? So
Because
just
I'm
say
saying it's not a foul.
Just say it's not a
Just say
foul.
it's
That's
not
what
a
I said.
foul.
Don't
It's not a
use
foul.
argument. Just say I don't think it was a foul. Done.
But in that argument, you use other cases.
But you were trying to call
No, I'm
that
just-
that one on Sterling was a foul, no? The one in
one?
his back, in Sterling's back, when you lost to Brentford
No,
at home.
said
the
which one?
Gallagher
trying to-
one.
you were
The
try-
Gallagher one.
said
And you were
which one?
there.
Why?
You
Why
were
were
there.
you trying to call
You
the
were there.
Gallagher one?
You know why.
Why?
You
Why?
even said it
Tell
was a
me.
foul. You
Because
said
he
it was a
pushed
foul.
him with his hands. Exactly. I
No.
said they're both a foul.
No, it wasn't just that. It's what he did.
What did he do?
Because he didn't. I'm
What?
not going into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
No,
we know.
because
We
you know.
know.
You
We
know
know.
why. You know
We
why.
know. No,
no,
Because
I
you're
don't
trying
know
to say
why.
the Sterling one. I didn't say anything about
Yes,
that
you
one.
did
That's
say
not
it was a foul.
No, I didn't.
You did.
The Gallagher one, I said it was a foul.
And
Why is it
why?
a foul?
Because you said he pushed him.
It wasn't a push.
It
What
was a
was it?
push.
No, it
That's
wasn't.
exactly what it
What
was.
It wasn't a push.
It was a push like this.
It wasn't a push.
Yes, it
What was
was.
it?
No, it wasn't.
Mum, okay, you're just arguing for the sake of
It
it.
was a freaking charge.
No, it wasn't.
The guy charged him. bro.
And Joe Linton didn't
Like
charge.
NRL
He
charge.
didn't play the ball, cuz.
Yeah.
Jolinton played at the ball.
No, he didn't.
play
He
the
didn't
ball.
even. He didn't even head the ball. You know
So-
what hit him because he
Right.
pushed the
But
guy.
he played at it.
No, he didn't.
That's crazy.
That's not playing at the ball, cuz.
I just feel like when it's Arsenal, people just turn a blind eye to decisions.
Like who?
Nah, not
Like
everyone.
me.
Everyone.
Like
Everyone.
me.
Last year, Arsenal robbed of blatant points. Nobody speaks about it. Liverpool this year, they get robbed of points against Tottenham. It's a fucking... It's in the press. It's here. Everyone talks about it. There's petitions.
Yeah,
Game should be redone.
But you know that Liverpool fans are deluded, bro.
What? I'm saying, but when it's Arsenal, everyone's turning a blind eye. Oh, fuck, we
What do you
didn't see
mean?
it. We
I'm
didn't
not
see
going to
it.
fight for you or
We
Liverpool.
didn't see it. We didn't see it.
Why would I care?
When Gusto gets sent off, we'll come here and say, "Oh, no, I don't think that's a red."
That's
bro.
fine.
I don't think that's
I
a
don't
red.
need you.
Arsenal.
I don't need you to be on my side for Gusto getting sent off.
This is what people do.
Bro, fight your own
If it's
battles,
Arsenal,
cuz.
they do
They're
this.
watching a game like this.
They do this.
What do you want? You want me to ally with you
I'm
against
just
the ref?
saying, you
Nah,
can,
I'm asking
What's
you a
that gonna
question.
get
you can analyze decisions and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
I did.
I'm
I
happy."
said the ball was out. So you shouldn't even need to go to that. to that thing.
Regardless, I'm just saying.
But I
How
was
can I
on your
not be a
side.
foul?
regardless.
How can I not be a foul?
It's a
Because
foul.
it's the ball's out.
It's definitely a foul.
Yeah.
The ball's out.
Everyone
cuz.
knows
He's
it's a foul.
literally
Watching the
Specky
game.
the cunt.
Yeah.
Specky.
It's two hands in the back.
Riley, I'll
and
get
he's
you a
got knee.
compilation of Speckies.
Whether he's milked
They did
it,
plays that have put
You know,
like
milking it doesn't matter.
Milking it or
putting
foul,
knees
it's a
on
foul.
people's
Milking it or
back.
not,
Why?
Gabriel definitely milked
Because
it,
how many
but it's a
headers
foul.
has Maguire scored? Because he's jumped and put his hands on
that's
someone's
not
shoulder.
what they did, though. That's not what happened.
It's the same thing.
He didn't jump. He
They didn't
preventing
go up
someone
in
from
the
getting the
back.
ball.
They
Are you
didn't
not?
go
He
up.
pushed
He
him in the
ran
back.
into him. That's
you can
different.
jump like this and use someone to fucking go off.
He's not doing
You can
that.
do that.
He's doing
You can
this
do that.
cuz to boost
That's
himself
not a
up.
push in the back. It's
No,
blatant.
But the whole thing is you're preventing someone from attempting at the ball.
But
Correct?
that's why that's up for
Correct?
contentious because
No,
it's
so what
not.
are you saying?
I'm saying there's been many instances
And you
where
think they're
players
fouls?
like
Do you think they're fouls?
no,
So Maguire's one isn't a foul.
So why are
So
you
you
bringing
think
it
the
up?
Maguire-
because that's why I'm saying.
But they're not.
it's
They're not
never
alike.
called.
They're not alike. Those two things aren't alike.
What do
So
you mean?
you're thinking the Maguire, like when he like elevates off someone,
Yeah.
that's not a foul.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that happens, and I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
consistency.
And you said
in the
that's
league.
not a foul.
Which it does.
I'm not saying it's not a foul.
say it's not
I'm
a
saying
foul.
if they're not calling it,
Is Maguire's
you
one
should
a
run
foul?
with that the whole time. Then, huh?
Is Maguire's one a foul? Like when he elevates off people.
It doesn't matter.
Just say, is it
Why
a foul
does it
or not?
matter?
Yeah,
this
exactly.
guy's
Because
not
there's
serious.
handballs that have been given that I'm gonna say they're not handballs. What are you gonna do?
What does that have to do with this argument, though?
Because I'm saying that why does my opinion matter of if that's a
Because
foul
we
or
want
not? Because
consistency from
I'm
you.
seeing that these haven't been given, so I'm gonna say, okay, they're not being given effort. Why should you be the ones that get it then?
Well, okay, whether they're given or not, it doesn't excuse the fact that they should be given.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not debating. Oh, this wasn't given, so this can't. I'm just saying if that
Yeah.
wasn't given,
Okay.
it's a foul. This should
But
be a
we
foul.
know that there's problems with consistency.
Obviously.
Correct. So I'm going off the consistency basis that they've been showing throughout this whole 2 seasons of VAR. 3
Okay.
seasons.
So what's your opinion? Not
I'm-
consistency. What's your opinion? That's what I'm asking.
My opinion
Yeah.
of which one? Which one? Which one?
I want a clear answer out
I
of you,
do.
man. That's it.
I know ball and I know consistency.
We're going to quickly go into a couple more topics. We're not going to stay on the Liverpool game too much, but Liverpool are title challengers and they did drop points to Luton away and they saved themselves. They almost lost. 96-minute goal from Luis Diaz kind of rescued what would have been the most embarrassing of games, especially games they shouldn't really be losing or dropping points. You guys
Yeah, for
think,
real.
is it just a blip? Is it just like, is this the Arsenal-Fulham game, but for Liverpool, or do you think there's more to read in? Is there actually a problem at Liverpool? Lack of depth? What?
Delusion. I think
That's just from the fans, though.
it's been proven over the years. For some reason, they struggle against these lower side teams. It's either it's like the players' mentality of we're gonna score, so like who cares if we score late or score, or whether it's just their kryptonite.
Actually,
But-
perfect segue. Sorry, Bud was put in a Darwin compilation on TikTok.
Soon,
He was put in one already.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But Darwin missed a whole lot of chances.
Yeah.
You want to address the people to why you don't think Darwin?
Listen, guys. 3 weeks ago, who were they versing in Europa?
Yeah, I don't know. Toulouse.
Toulouse. Guy goes around the
Yeah.
open goal, misses. I say something in the chat. Liverpool fans, just watch it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter, correct? I was like, okay, let me leave this. Every week, I've been consistent with this Darwin hate. And I'm going to call it hate because it's gotten to a point where it's hate. This guy was bought for 80 mil. And you're telling me you can't score an open goal sitter. I don't care how you put it in. I don't care if you let your hair out and whip it into the goal. It does not matter. You should not be missing chances like that. Yeah, Salah missed the header, but you can't use it as an
Salah,
excuse
Yeah.
for him missing that.
Finish your dinner.
Because
I would
You need
hate
to finish
that.
your dinner.
bad.
You're a
If you're Darwin
striker.
in that situation, you need to finish it.
Darwin's not a player that isn't used to scoring. Look at Benfica's record. So for me, it's why is he this inconsistent in the league? And why are Liverpool fans still nurturing him like he's...
That's what I
Like-
wanted you to address. Yeah.
Like, why are you guys nurturing him? Like, oh, he's going to be so good for us. He runs, he works hard. He had a little cameo against Newcastle. Yeah. I heard you guys talk about it for a month. And then I think they're still hanging on to that. It's just Darwin.
hang on to.
Yeah, Darwin's
He's
going
done
to bang
nothing
in a
else.
year. It's been a year. Where is he? Samuel, where is he? Chrissa,
You know, Samuel's been capping a bit.
bad.
He went from hating Darwin
Yeah.
to then he loves him. I don't know. what's
Only
going
after
on
the
with him.
Newcastle game.
Yeah,
Bro,
I
do you
don't know.
remember-
I don't know what's
World
going
class
on.
finishers. You're a striker. You're a striker that's paid 80 million. I don't care how good the finishes are. You're meant to score.
I don't know how many strikers missed them chances. That are
Because
good.
it
Don't
doesn't
know
make
many, man.
sense. For people that haven't watched the Toulouse one, go
To
watch
miss
it.
like that, shit.
If you think this one against Luton was bad, go watch Toulouse. He's consistent with being shit in front of goals. That's what he is.
True.
There we go. MJ, your guy Doku.
Far out.
Guardiola said after the game, wingers, he said, my wingers and wingers are meant to dribble. He said, they get in the final third, I want them to dribble. I don't know if these are just more subtle little...
Really?
At Grealish? Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't know because that Doku performance was...
outstanding.
Yeah,
God damn.
yeah.
For me, you know what's that meme where like the old black dude's like crying, he's on the couch.
Yeah,
That's Grealish right now.
Exactly that one.
Yeah, that's Grealish right now. I feel like
In the floody.
Doku is like the example of what wingers probably used to be like. Because I feel like there was an era where it was like false winger, hold the ball, keep the ball. You're not really beating nobody, but you're like looking nice, coming inside every time. Doku can come inside, pause. He can go outside.
Oh,
He's very
damn.
strong.
Oh, man.
And he's intelligent. I feel like the whole narrative of all these like African players, they're just quick, they're strong. He's very intelligent. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to draw fouls, draw players. He's always got two players on him, and I feel like that performance just showed that this is what he can do. He can assist, he can score. He's absolutely dangerous. No Haaland, no problem.
Bro, the assists aren't just cutbacks.
Nah,
They're pings from his half.
yeah,
Open man on the other side, perfect.
yeah.
Scores.
Yeah.
So whether people are going to be like, oh, he's just cutting it. Old City, go to the line, cut it.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that. No, he's not just doing that. He's doing other things.
And what's more impressive is he's probably been on the market / been spoken about since the Euros.
Yeah.
I feel like we watched the Euros, we're like, yo, this kid's young, he's
He has to
talented.
go.
Nobody
Yeah.
till this season
Yeah.
has gone in to try and
Just
get him.
recognize him like that.
Yeah,
40 mil as well.
which is mind blowing to me because he's got everything you want from a winger. Like everything you want right now from that kind of player type, he's got it.
Bro,
Because he can play like Grealish if he wants to.
40 mil for that
40
is
million.
crazy.
No, I think it was like
And-
60 mil.
Oh, was it
Guys.
60?
Nah, it was less.
I'm fairly sure.
I thought it was bad.
I'll
Yeah, actually, I don't know.
But yeah, keep going.
And I'm just glad that he went to a team like City. Whereas if a Nottingham or a team like that picked
Wouldn't be
him up,
recognized like that.
people would have been like, yeah, he's not
it's
not
a
that
Langer.
winger.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's
he
getting
did.
his flowers. It's
That's
well
what I mean.
deserved as
So
well.
it's good that he's gone to a good team like that. We finally get to see this guy become.
Scary
What
though,
do you-
just adding to City's depth.
Bro, can you
Yeah.
imagine being a left back or right back and you know you're coming up against him?
Because
It's
he
a
can get
long
the
day,
ball
bro. It's a
whenever,
long day.
wherever, by
Bro,
whoever.
yeah. Like as a defender, I would if I saw Grealish, as tricky as he is, you'd feel way more at ease at being able to contain him.
100%.
But you see a guy like Doku who's just like looks like he's been
So
hit
much
by
ballot.
lightning.
55 mil.
55.
55.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shimmy he
It's
does
crazy, bro.
literally stuns defenders. It's fucked up.
He turned the first assist where he turned the guy like this and
Yeah.
then came back
Oh,
in that
bro.
way. By the time the guy turned to see where Doku was,
Yeah.
thing already put it
fucked.
in.
Yeah.
Pause.
You know where like Curry's running around the court trying to get open for a
Yeah.
3 and everyone's just watching him and then someone else is just open?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He run with the ball, goes past defenders. Everyone in the box is looking directly at him, and Bernardo Silva's standing there tapping. Foden standing there tapping.
Yeah.
Like he's putting the goals on a plate.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive.
It is.
You guys have Howlers?
I think Liverpool in general.
Mm-hmm.
For biggest howlers of the week, I think that performance, Darwin's obviously got to be highlighted within that from the miss. I think just them as general, as we were talking about before, I think that it's a slight downfall for them. It seems to be they've had a couple games where it just hasn't been looking good. Salah got the 2 goals last week or whatever it was,
Bailed them out against Everton.
and they were playing like crap. I think this could be the start of something. I think Liverpool in general, just a massive howler at the moment.
I think they're very deluded.
Okay.
They think that they can get away with having 1.5 centre backs, whether it's one way or the other, and the replacements being as bad as that. Like, no disrespect to Matip, but he should be 4th, 5th choice. If it's Liverpool are serious about being a good team and how they talk, they should match it with transfers. You can't get away with having Matip, who cost you a goal against Tottenham, by the way. You can't get away with having Konate playing 17 games and missing. Samuel is talking about availability is the best what? Ability. And you having Konate, and we checked these stats, by the way. So no Liverpool fan come jump on this shit and be like, yeah. We checked it. Matip played more games in the year they won thing than best centre back Konate did. So if we're gonna talk about availability being the best ability, where is he? Where's Konate? How can your backup left back be Tsimikas and everyone on that team hate him?
I think they actually like him. But anyway, yeah.
Everyone hates him.
As a
Your
player, they
narrative,
hate
yeah.
him. Oh,
Your
yeah.
keeper shouldn't be just saving you this many points. It should be a defense as well. I'm not saying it's good what he's doing, but he can't just be the sole reason he saves Liverpool at the back. Why isn't your defense as good as your attack? If you're a title challenger, you're a big team. They have no pool. That's the biggest.
Have no pool.
That's my biggest thing about Liverpool. They act like they have pool. Nothing. You got Kamara. Endo. Sorry. Apologies. They got Endo.
Mate, that's their big signing. That's
They're
big money moves.
at 6. They needed. And he doesn't play. He played the first 2 games. Got dragged. Klopp's, he's got energy. Yeah, he's good. Nothing. We haven't seen him since. Gravenberch plays 30 minutes in Europa and they're gassed because he scored a goal. And then comes to the league. What is he doing? Barging into plays. Thinks he's rugby or some shit. They've got Jota who starts. They don't want to play. Samuel doesn't want Jota playing.
Yeah.
He said this. He said Jota's his most hated Liverpool player.
MJ, you got a different hell or you share Liverpool?
Nah, for me it's VAR and the refs.
Man, it's hot.
I feel like
Keep going, MJ.
I feel like they're just. How many kisses going on, man? Is that the last
I
one?
hope so.
Yeah, for me, VAR and the refs, man, they're just spoiling the game. We're seeing football now in the Prem where refs are too scared to make decisions, so everything now it just goes to VAR. It's offside. Oh, we have to go to VAR. Can't you like? And Ange kind of said this as well. It's like, can't they just make decisions now? Why does it always have to be every single little thing VAR, VAR, VAR?
Yeah.
What's the point of them being there?
Yeah,
You're better off just playing the game with no refs
Yeah.
and it being controlled by just VAR.
Just
That's
having
it.
like a
Some
whistle
guy-
over the loudspeaker.
Yeah,
or
some
something.
You're gonna
guy on
yell
the
out,
mic,
I hear
foul,
that.
or like, you know, stuff like that. What's the point of having refs now?
hear
They're just,
that. Yeah.
they're one, they're bottling it, and two, they're so scared to make calls that they're making it problematic, and VAR is stepping in, and they have no clue.
Yeah.
I've
So
got
for
a
me, it's,
question
yeah, all
for you
that.
guys. Do you feel like you'd be more like content with a human error? Like, say,
Yes.
for instance,
We
that,
always were.
that Newcastle result,
Yeah.
but a ref doing that. Because I feel
Completely.
like I definitely, it would hurt, but I'd be able to be like, okay.
That was football.
Yeah, it was.
Football was always like that. You saw like contentious offsides
Yeah.
where the striker looked off, he looked on, no one knew. You just got over it. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
it's a benefit of the doubt, like Ange said. But now it's like,
There's
You're
8
expected-
people minimum looking at it, and they're still getting the call
yeah, you're
wrong.
expecting
It's bullshit.
perfection, and you're getting far worse than it
Yeah.
was before.
And
That's my
especially
problem.
because if it was a goal, it was a goal.
Yeah.
Like similar to the Liverpool one where the goal got ruled out, Luis
Yeah.
Diaz. If that was before VAR, they would have ruled the goal out for offside.
Yeah.
Liverpool fans would have seen the replay after, been like, it was fucking on. But that happened.
Yeah.
Then it's whatever.
But you say that, and you don't get me wrong. Some stuff goes against you, but then some stuff goes
It
your way as
equalises.
well.
Exactly.
And it was so much more
Yeah,
fun
exactly,
and enjoyable
exactly.
to watch.
No,
Now-
but that's what I'm
That was
saying.
a drama.
But you
Now
got
it's
over
shit.
it because
Yeah.
it was just like, all right, in the moment they called it offside.
Yeah.
All right, fuck, it was onside, but whatever. You can still argue about it after.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you've had like all these things implemented to stop that from happening, and it continues to happen. So it's more frustrating.
Like I was saying, 8 people literally look at it, and you still get it
And
wrong.
then the celebration things, like you
ridiculous.
score, then you can't celebrate properly because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, there could have been something in the build up. There was a foul.
Yeah.
Players go over to the ref and be like, oh, make sure they check that in the VAR room. And then it's this morning's game, there was like
12 minutes.
for the
the
first
first
half
half,
stoppage
it's
time.
stupid.
Even like Sterling's goal, right? In the past, they would have given it. He would have been pissed off. Whereas
Yeah.
now, the ref gives it. VAR, go, check.
Yeah.
Oh, no goal. Which it wasn't. But you know what I mean? You lose like the whole mystique and like the drama of football because you expect perfection. You're not getting it. That's why I'm like,
Even
it's
as
just
a player,
rubbish.
bro. Imagine playing and then like you have to wait 4 minutes. It was like
Yeah.
4 minutes to
Yeah.
review that call.
Yeah.
And then they stopped and then they went back and reviewed the penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like
exactly.
another 8 minutes. You're getting cold and
Yeah,
it's
so
it
bad.
disrupts it.
I think just like how players get better, if we had refs and just improved them every year, by now they would have been like they would have reduced the mistakes they made as well. Just like how players get better, there would have been something that I don't know, like refs in general would have learned from certain things, picked up on certain things. I feel like nowadays they're slack in calls they make because they know it's going to be checked anyway.
Do you guys think VAR is in the Prem is causing the refs to get worse?
Yeah.
Do you think that's the reason why refs are getting worse and decisions are worse and everything's worse?
Yeah.
Or do you
100%.
reckon
I
it's
think
a
so.
combination of both?
No, I feel like that's definitely the reason. It's like a kind of like a safety net. Like
Yeah.
they will be. I can make a mistake, blah blah blah, because they're just gonna fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't take time to analyze
Yeah.
actual decisions themselves. They just go, oh no, it's not a foul. All right, VAR's there, it's a foul. Like
Yeah. There's no reason why in a big game, like for instance, like a derby, 2 teams going at it, it's 0-0, and the ref not have pressure to make certain calls because he knows there's a safety net behind him and he's all cool. And then
Yeah.
they get it wrong too.
yeah,
So and 9 times out of 10, the ref could have got it right. And they do.
They usually do.
Like
and then
the offside this morning for the Sun goal, the linesman called it and he was right. Like, and it was like not close, but it was a good spot by the linesman. So I'm saying like they can make these decisions. They're just now like, we'll let VAR get it.
Yeah.
yeah. You guys got any standouts?
Yeah. Let's go over to the Brazilian league.
Oh yeah, shit.
Let's talk about a 17-year-old wonder kid, Endrick. If you haven't heard of him by now, which I doubt, this kid is amazing. I watched like a TikTok of him scoring 2
The
goals,
double.
assisting 1 against. It was a top of the table clash. The second goal was crazy. Fake shot, knees it down,
Oh yeah.
knees the ball down
Yeah,
to set himself
Yeah.
up for a low shot. At 17, I'm like, this
17's
kid is crazy.
yeah. He
Is
just
it-
got
what's
his
with it?
first. He just got his first Brazil Cup.
Yeah.
He just got called up to the latest Brazil squad.
That at 17 is nuts.
Yeah,
Madrid, we've already bought him, man.
yeah, Madrid.
Oh, they
while
do
ago.
have him. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I forgot.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
And they're waiting till
Madrid,
18
they do
something.
things well, man.
Quick.
When it comes to like them,
Smart.
Bro, it's just
They
Good
don't-
quick.
scouts.
they don't they don't go
Yeah.
crazy. They let them
No,
do their
they're good,
thing.
yeah.
They put them into like the academy program. Then they slowly get them in. I
Yeah.
rate it.
It's good.
you guys. My one was Bruno because last week
Yeah,
it
that's a good
was all United fans, all pundits, former players. Oh, it needs to be the armband needs to be taken. You can't wear it. Anytime these guys need any result, any goal, any assist, it's him. He's the and now that's just become the expectation of Bruno because he's produced it. But he's a midfielder playing in a team that doesn't even have a system, in a position that's different almost every week, and he's still the only one that steps up. There's no United fans calling for bloody Rashford, let's blah 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 blah.
Funny you say that, yeah.
Like it's Bruno. Oh, he's whiny. I don't like his mannerisms. He's your best player by far.
Yeah.
By far, he's your best player, and he always saves them.
It's funny you say Rashford, because Rashford recently got done for going to a party after getting thrashed by City. Coincidentally, he's unavailable
Oh
for
yeah.
the match against Fulham.
Oh yeah. This is
They didn't say he got suspended. Do you know what they said?
injured.
He was injured.
Yeah.
Had this been Sancho, manager outed him. Sancho went to a party. He's been slack at training. He's not playing. But because it's star boy, most protected in the league, bubble wrap around this guy, he gets away with this kind of shit, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
To me,
be
it's
honest,
actually bullshit. At what point was Rashford injured?
Yeah.
Did he come off against him the game before?
No.
Did they say he had a knock at training?
No.
It was the week of when everyone found out that he went out with after the City game.
He got
Coincidentally, he's injured now. We didn't see footage of this. We don't even know what injury it is. It just said doubtful. And then doubtful went to he's not in the squad at all. In a game where you had to win, otherwise the loss would have caused more problems for the team. But he's injured.
Yeah.
Let's
Who
rest
drags
him.
him through the mud?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bruno.
exactly.
For mine, I'm gonna go Bernardo Silva. I feel like if you look at City as a whole this season, no KDB, Rodri's been problematic, whatever, red cards. For me, Bernardo Silva has been the most consistent guy. He's been the guy to step up. He's played anyway. He's played right wing, left wing. He's played
6.
false left wing, 6, 8, everything. I've been extremely impressed with him this season, especially in the role he's had to step into. He's pretty much been like the captain, the leader, and I feel like Bernardo Silva. It was very impressive on the weekend, but I got to give him his flowers. I've been impressed.
I think for me, as much as we've talked about it already, Vicario though,
Oh yeah,
I
we didn't
think-
even really touch on Vicario. He was
Quality.
that result without him would have been such a different story. Like as
Yeah.
Bud would have said, it would have been a battering.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with him, he saved that team so
Yeah.
bad. I think it's so good having him. It's his first year and he's doing stuff like this. Such a young keeper. It's a good sign.
Yeah, 100%. You guys got any other stories you want to talk about? Anything?
I thought the Mbappe one was
Oh, yeah,
interesting.
go hard.
How he's the reports from Real Madrid saying that they actually haven't been in talks with him about signing and nothing's actually confirmed. I think it opens up. I mean, I guess there's obviously really a couple teams that can afford him, but it opens that up completely. Like maybe all those we've been hearing Liverpool's linked with him. Maybe that. as much
I've seen
as-
so much stuff being like, well, if Madrid don't end up getting Mbappe, then they're putting all their money in Musiala.
Yeah.
They're putting all their money in like half these other players.
I've heard so many like different replacements and alternatives that maybe there's some truth to it. That if they don't get him, he's
It's
up
good,
for
man.
grabs.
I like that because they're not letting a player dominate their club.
Yeah, it's good.
I think Madrid's always been club comes first, and if you do any nonsense or
Pretty
you look
ruthless.
like
Yeah,
you
they
want to
ship
play
you out.
around, we just won't be interested anymore.
Yeah.
And then you come on our terms if they want to impose. So it's good from them. It's good business.
Yeah,
They're winning right now, so
Yeah.
they have nothing to like.
it's gonna save.
Jude's been
hundreds
better
of
than what
millions
they've
as well.
expected.
Yeah.
So why do you need to splash out on
Yeah.
Mbappe?
They've already got Vinny as well.
Exactly.
You guys, anything else?
I've got the World Cup, Australia missing out.
Oh yeah.
Do we feel like after being in Qatar, has this kind of opened the doors to the Saudis, the Arab countries to kind of just take over and start to get more and more? And does that play into the whole FIFA narrative of a bit of like corruption as people feel? Do they deserve it? Like, what do you guys think?
I don't know why. This is completely off no research or evidence, but why Australia didn't go in for because they didn't even bid for the 2032
Yeah.
World Cup. For whatever reason that is, it's pathetic. I don't know what the reason was, but you've just demonstrated with the Women's World Cup hosting the biggest women's tournament that's ever happened, why that wouldn't be seen as the biggest positive that could happen to Australian sport in general.
Yeah.
Going in for that. I'm sure there is reasons, but whatever they are, it seems kind of pathetic. So in saying that, if Saudi Arabia, they definitely may have fucking done what they need to do to get it. But you know that the money is going to be there for the tournament. They're going to back the tournament. Yes, this is probably fucking contentious, I don't know. But you know that the tournament is going to be a good tournament. Only on footballing terms. I don't know. All the other stuff I'm not educated enough to speak on because I don't know what goes into the fucking building of the stadiums and organising and deals and everything. But the tournament itself, I think, will be a top tier tournament just because of how much money will go into the actual tournament.
Yeah.
But if that's what we're basing it off as well, then all the tournaments are just going to be over there. Like, who else
Yeah.
is
That's
really
the
going to be
point I'm
able
trying
to
to make.
afford?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it just ruins it all.
That's the
It
point
does
I'm trying
ruin
to
the
make,
World
yeah.
Cup
Yeah.
thing, I guess. But also there's next World Cup is USA,
Yeah, through
Mexico,
America,
Canada.
yeah.
Global World Cup.
That's good.
that they're
Yeah,
trying
and
to
then
pitch.
there's like the next one, which is like over, it's Morocco,
Yeah.
Spain,
Yeah.
Portugal, and
But I also I think that's so stupid
the across heaps of countries.
Well, for the players.
for the players.
It's wild.
You're going to like 4 different countries. You're probably playing like it doesn't make sense to do that. Even for a fan, if you're going to watch the World Cup, you're spending all this money to get over there, but yet you've got to travel to 4 different countries to watch your games across them. Like what's the point in that?
It could be a
Intercontinental.
plus because some people might not be able to afford to going to that far country. For instance, like
Yeah, but they're all pretty close
I get
together. The
Pretty
countries,
close.
Yeah.
and so that might bring more attraction to because you're having limited games. So
Yeah.
more people are gonna want to just go to that game,
Yeah.
fill out more stadiums. So I feel like it could be a plus, and I think it will be. You get to experience games in different atmospheres, different environments, see how teams go. It's crazy how what countries decide, like who decides who gets the final. That's going to be a bit sticky.
Yeah.
That
I
kind
mean,
of
it's
thing.
probably going to be Spain or Portugal,
Yeah,
but
so how they do that is crazy.
just quickly on the Iran Kunda thing, just before we go, probably got a couple minutes, but it's kind of related to the Romero red card in a way that it's how refs view players. So Iran Kunda got a red card. You guys saw the red card.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's been fouled by Economides for like 15 seconds straight. Then the ball goes out and he reacts and like complains, obviously, to the ref.
Yeah.
Gets sent.
Yeah.
Then other players go straight at him, which is football. Like that happens.
Yeah.
That shit happens. Like people are going to talk shit. They're going to be going at each other. I get that. But for me, him getting sent off is not just his reaction. It's like, I feel as though for me, and a lot across the timeline, it was like, the general consensus was like, the Australian refs have a bias towards
African players.
African players of different ethnic backgrounds, blah, 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 and how they're treated in comparison to how other players are treated and how they're viewed in comparison to how other players are viewed. For instance, like if he might be labelled now as someone who dives, or he looks for fouls, but then players, white players or Australian players, do the exact same action and they'll be rewarded with a free kick. And it's like, does the ref's assessment on the player, is it coming from like a completely non-biased place when making decisions?
For me, a perfect comparison is Grealish versus Saka. Because Saka's, of African descent, he's, there's this perception that he's stronger, he can take more. It's got to take a lot more to like get him down, or he's milking fouls. It's not a foul. Grealish, he gets touched, foul. Anything happens, foul. He goes down straight away, foul. And it's the same. It's the same. And I feel like that goes into the mentality and how refs perceive other players and what they can take. Like, if Aaron Kunda's getting fouled, it's not that bad because he's strong, he's athletic, it's fine.
Yeah.
If it's another player, oh no, that's a foul. It's too much, it's too aggressive. So I feel like that has a subconscious bias in refs. Can I prove that? Probably not. But I've seen examples of where I think, oh, that's interesting.
On a first hand basis, like on primary, it's probably happened to you in games where you feel like it's clear a foul, but they're like, no. It even happened to us on the weekend. Yeah. We should have got a clear pen.
Yeah.
But the ref's going, this is in AFCON, but the ref's going, nah, it's not a foul. There wasn't enough contact, blah, 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 blah. But it was a clear pen.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that predisposition affecting how players are judged?
Yeah.
I've got no doubt about
When
that.
I saw it as well, I thought that like a racial side, and I also saw it as, when I saw that incident, I thought of Ronaldo at Man U in the sense of he was becoming this star that people wanted to kind of push down a bit.
Humble,
because he's becoming like big, and everyone knows this projection is going to be bigger than the A-League or / bigger than the Prem. And I feel like it's a similar thing where players that are like ability-wise are much better than their opponent are kind of like targeted a lot by the refs. Yeah. And the fans, like, that aren't your fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was like, oh shit, I remember this kind of happening to Ronaldo at United, where he'd be getting like smashed, kicked, and they'd be like, get up.
Yeah.
Players would kick him and then yell at his face.
Same with Neymar.
Yeah, they would literally yell at him and be like, get the fuck up and shit. And that was a similar incident where he got the red, he got sent off, and then that player started yelling at his face. Like, what was the need for that part of that incident? Yeah. You're a grown man, you're a professional player.
Yeah. This kid's 17 and you're doing that.
Like, handle it with, like, I guess more, like, is he going to do the same thing if it was a different player?
No,
Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just adding up to be like what we're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, if you watch the whole game, he was getting like hammered.
Yeah, hammered.
That's what I mean,
hacking
bro.
at his ankle.
It's Ronaldo. It's
There
like
wasn't
the same
a time where
thing.
it wasn't being touched by the defender.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
hear you.
Fuck. So
Like,
lashing out like that, bro. Like, you expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is. I think it is that from the player's perspective, I feel like that's the sort of treatment he's going to be getting throughout the season, especially as he's playing more minutes, starting games. He's going to be getting those tackles, that sort of just relentless, like annoying, and it's going to be something that as a player he's going to have to deal with. But my thinking is just like, I don't understand how it's not so clear that the ref, even, for a fact his reaction is out of pure frustration and he's gone, regardless of if he's even said anything. For the ref to give him a red
Adding to it.
is completely fueled by some sort of like bias or some sort of...
no doubt.
You know what I
It
mean?
looks like that, definitely.
Because it just doesn't make sense. And you can tell straight away, he's reacted. Oh, the ref's thinking, oh, yeah, he's too aggressive. He's on the verge of being violent. And all those things come into how a player is going to be feeling throughout his career. Yeah. And then that's what happens to half these players that get abused or get fucking racially profiled and then abused and discriminated against.
If the ref's officiating properly in that instance, you're not getting a lash out
At all.
from that. But now the ref's like kind of enticing that kind of behavior from other players.
Yeah.
So now you're going to get more of this because they're like, oh, I can get away with this shit. If he just did it to him, I can do that shit.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, ref, you let that go. You got to let this go too.
Yeah.
So it's completely the ref's fault because now he's just made it like, you know, everyone free hit
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it's 100% his fault because he could have controlled it in a way better manner, and he chose to do the wrong thing, and now is Aaron Kunda going to pay for it? Because like Mourinho said, you kind of got to protect players like that because they can get hit and it can be a long injury.
Yeah, exactly.
For instance, like Hazard, like getting hit so many times, Neymar, it's gonna cause a negative effect for them later on.
Yeah, definitely.
True.
Definitely. All right, cool. Well, this has been Let 'Em Shoot.
Oh yeah, man.
It certainly has.
Thank you for watching.
It's kind of hot in here.
All them
Go on,
kids,
bro.
bro.
Like,
See the way you chucked them on the floor as well?
yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't care, man.
Like, share, subscribe. Like I said,
That's what 4-1 does to you.
we
man.
literally we benefit if you like, if you comment on the video. If you're watching the video, comment your favorite part, comment something you thought, comment something you're thinking in response to something someone said, anything. Comment, like,
Tell us who your celebrity crush.
post a
anything.
notification, anything. It helps us in the algorithm.
I'll
And
tell you mine as well.
for the audio listeners as well, if you've gotten this far, leave us a review on Spotify, 5 stars.
Yeah, for the audio listeners,
Yeah,
I just took off his shorts. So if you're into that kind of shit, subscribe on YouTube so you can see it.
yeah.